Hi students, welcome to geography class, and today we'll study about land degradation, measures to control the land degradation and types of soils. Okay, so let us start. Land degradation. Now, what are the various causes? What may be the various causes for land degradation in our country? Let us take some of them. See, in our country is a developing country. So, in order to do the development activity, we have to do various other activity like mining, deforestation, construction, so many other activities like grazing of animals. So these all are part of land degradation. For example, mining. So we cannot stop the development activity of our country. So in order to do the development, we have to extract various minerals. So we have to clear the forest areas. When we cut the forest, deforestation takes place. Because of that, the soil becomes loose. The soil gets carried away by wind, water, and so many other agents. So this is another way by which land is getting degraded. Now, apart from that, construction of roads, highways, dams, these all are taking place. Next, our farmers. Our farmers, in order to do production, they use excess fertilizer, pesticides, chemical medicines in those agriculture field, because of which what happened, directly or indirectly they are degrading the quality of the soil. Overgrazing is another important. There are various states like Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat where over irrigation and over grazing is another important measures for the land degradation. Now let us discuss few measures how to control the land degradation. Yes, students, we can control land degradation by certain measures. For example, the industries which are releasing the chemical waste, before releasing them, if they filter them, if they purify those chemicals and then discharge those waters, then we can control the water pollution. Similarly, if they are releasing the gases, smokes, they have to filter those gases and all. The farmers has to mostly depend on the manures, natural manures instead of fertilizers and pesticides. Similarly, to control the land degradation, shelter belts and all has to be planted. Now, let us read about types of soils. Yes, students, we are living on this planet, on this land from generation, and after us another or upcoming generation also will be living on this land only. So land is the main resource where we do 95% of our activity. Almost everything, whatever we perform, whatever we do on the land. Now, soil is an important factor. It is said that a good soil is like a boon to the farmers. Now, in our country, based on the color, texture, fertility, availability of the soils have been classified into various types. Now, we shall study about various types of soils which are present in various regions and various parts of our country. In that, the first and foremost comes is number one, alluvial soil. Alluvial soil. Students, alluvial soil is known as queen of soils. Why it is known as queen of soil? Now we will come to know. Now, alluvial soils are mostly found in the river valleys, in the plains. For example, Ganga, Brahmaputra and Indus region valleys. In these areas we find alluvial valleys. Apart from that, alluvial soil is also found in our country in the eastern coastal plains, where the rivers like Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, all they form delta. In those regions also we find the alluvial soil. Now, alluvial soil is of two types. Alluvial soil is of two types. One is Khadar, another is Bangar. So these are the two types of alluvial soil. Now let us discuss about these two alluvial soils. Khadar is the new alluvial soil which is brought by the flood plains. It is very minute, very fine particle soil, and it supports good agriculture. Now it is mixture of various soils. It is mixture of various soils, because of which it is very fertile. It contains lime, potash and all, which is very good, ideal for the cultivation of crops. In alluvial soil, that is in Khadar soil, we can cultivate almost all variety of crops. Whereas Bangar is the old alluvial soil. It contains conquered nodules, small conquers contains in Bangar, and it is also good for cultivation of crops if we provide proper manure and irrigation facility in Bangar soil. It also will be good for cultivation. Now in alluvial soil we can grow almost all the types of crops, and already I said it is available in the regions of Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, and apart from that eastern coastal plain. In some parts of Rajasthan also we find the alluvial soil. Now after alluvial soil, next one is black soil. Yes, students, black soil itself says color black in soil, black color. This soil is present mostly in the Malwa plateau and Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Gujarat. In those regions we find black soil. This soil is ideal for growth of cotton, because of which it is also known as black cotton soil. As it is ideal for growth of cotton, it has got its name as a black cotton soil. Next, it is also known as rigor soil. Now you will get a doubt in your mind. Sir, how the black soil is formed? Black soil is formed by the volcanic eruptions from the lava. When those lava has cooled down and is formed a soil, that soil is very good for agriculture. In black soil you can grow various types of crops like sugar, groundnut, sunflower. Various types of crops are grown in black soil. Another important feature of black soil is that moisture holding capacity. Black soil has highest moisture holding capacity in any other soil. So it is also rich in lime, potash, phosphorus, calcium, because of which it contains very good manures. Now another feature of black soil is that when water gets evaporated from black soil, cracks appears in the soil. Huge cracks appears, gaps in the soil. That is another, because it is very smooth, sticky, clayey soil. So when the water gets evaporated, cracks comes in that. Next, after black soil is red and yellow soil. Red and yellow soil. This soil is mostly found in the central and coastal regions of our country, in the western coast, some parts of eastern coast, and in Chhattisgarh, Odisha region we find red soil. Red soil is ideal for growing crops if we provide proper irrigation and manure facility. Now, when this soil get hydrated, the color changes to yellow. In this type of soil, mostly we see people growing maize, bajra, such type of crops are mostly grown in the red soil. After red soil, if you see, it comes laterite soil. Laterite soil. The word laterite is derived from Latin word which means bricks. The word laterite is derived from the Latin word which means bricks. Laterite soil is formed because of leaching away of silica. Because of it is found in those regions where mostly we find heavy rainfall and you can see slope type of irrigation which is known as sheet erosion. So because of continuous eroding of topmost layer of soil, if the topmost layer of soil gets eroded, so what happened? So mostly the minerals and the manure which is present in the soil gets washed away. A honey bee comb like structure appears in this soil. Now this soil is ideal for plantation. This soil is ideal for plantation like tea, coffee, rubber, cocoa. All this type of plantation work can be done in laterite soil. So this type of soil mostly prevalent in our country in Assam, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Meghalaya. In those regions, this type of soil is present. Next, after laterite soil is arid soil. Arid soil. Arid soil is also known as sandy soil. Now, arid, the word arid means dry. So, by the word itself, you may guess, you may have an idea where the soil may be present in our country. So, arid soil is mostly found in western part of our country, that is in western Rajasthan and southwestern Haryana. Arid soil. Here what happened? This soil is formed or developed because of lack of rainfall, and in this soil contain very high salt in that. Salt content is very high in arid soil and it is found mostly in the Rajasthan and in the western part of Haryana. Now in this region, to avoid the movement of the soil, that is which we can see they are known as sandings. You know what is sanding? Heap of sand which is found in desert region, and those sand always keep moving, keep the changing their place. Like we say in northern plain, soil erosion mostly by water or other sources. Here mostly soil erosion takes place because of wind. So in this region they grow some plants. We cannot grow all type of plants, only cactus, acacia, bubble, such type of plants they grow to control the soil or the movement of the sandings. Now, in arid soil, we cannot find everywhere support or growth of agriculture, but only in those regions where we find oases. Oasis is nothing but pool of water. In those regions only we can find the support for the certain type of cultivation of crops and all. After arid soil, the next one is forest soil. Forest soil. Now, forest soil is forest soil is also known as mountain soil. Now, forest soil is mostly found in those mountain regions where we find dense forest, heavy rainfall. In those regions we find forest soil. In our country, it may be in Arunachal Pradesh, in Assam, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh. In those regions we find the forest soil, and this soil is only ideal for the growth of plants, trees and plantation crops. Next, we are talking about soil. We have discussed about alluvial soil, red soil, black soil, laterite soil, arid soil, forest soil. But in order to maintain this soil, maintain the fertility of this soil, we have to do certain process. Now, we know these soils are formed after millions and millions of years. To form a few centimeter depth of soil, it takes millions and millions of years. But to remove them, it takes few hours, few days and all. So, in our country, we are facing a lot of problem of soil erosion. Now, soil erosion is a major problem in our country. Now, how to come over that soil erosion? Now, before going to measures, let us know what is soil erosion, how they are caused. Soil erosion is nothing but the movement or the removal of the topmost layer of soil by various agents like rain, water, wind, or it can be by animal. These are human activities like deforestation, mining. These all lead to the soil erosion. Now, how to overcome the soil erosion? How to control the soil erosion? We cannot control the mining, we cannot control the grazing activity, we cannot control the various development activities. But at the same time, we have to preserve the soil. So, what are the various measures to preserve the soil? Now, various measures which we can preserve the soil, like we have to plant trees around the fields. If you plant trees, what happens? The roots of those trees hold the soil tightly. Another, next, counter burning around the fields, make a boundary line. On those boundary line, we can grow the grass. So the water may not move out of the field, and if the water moves also, the only upper water moves, the water which contains the soil will be settled there. So that is another way how we can control. Check dams must be made. Mining activity must be minimized and should be controlled. Deforestation should be controlled. Afforestation should be increased. Okay. Now, students, before this measurement, one point I skipped, that was types of soil erosion. We have two types of soil erosion. One is rill or gully. Another one is sheet erosion. Now, what is rill erosion or gully erosion? See, after the rainfall, water moves to the low-lying area. When the water moves, with the force of water, it carries the uppermost layer of soil. When the movement of soil with the rainwater takes place in a finger strips type, very small narrow type, that is known as rill erosion. Mostly in the normal plain in front of your houses, and you may see water moving. After the rainfall, when the water moves away, when the land dries, we can see mark of the movement of the water and movement of the soil. They may be subtle here and there. That is known as rill erosion. But in certain areas like Chambal Valley, or in the Yamuna river regions, what happens when the water moves in a very huge forms, or when the rill erosion gets expanded, it makes a huge channel for the movement of the water. That is known as gully erosion, because it cuts huge amount of soil and carries along with the water. That is known as rill erosion. So gully erosion, rill erosion, mostly these two are prevalent in the plain area, whereas sheet erosion mostly you can find in the slopes and mountain regions. What is sheet? A thin layer. Okay, so the erosion of soil layer by layer, or movement of the soil layer by layer, is known as sheet erosion. This sheet erosion is done in the hilly region. Now, to stop sheet erosion, we can see in hilly region the farmers are doing step irrigation, step by step. So the water flow will be very slow and the soil will not be eroded. Okay, so this was the today's topic, land degradation, types of soil erosion, and measures to control the soil. I hope so you might have understood. Thank you for watching.